Welcome back, folks. Not much progress since the last video. The whole coronavirus thing hasn't really helped, but I have been plugging away at a few wee bits and pieces. First of all, just like to thank you all because I have reached 1,000 subscribers. Woo! It is something I never actually thought would happen. Some of the videos there have reached 11,000 views in 3 months, so I'm fairly happy with that. It seems to have taken a wild jump in the last couple of weeks with everybody being self-isolating, so one good thing to come out of all this, I suppose. But anyway, enough of my face, and onto the car. Just a bit of a recap of where we're actually at. Engine's in. I have a few holes to weld up still. That's going to be hopefully done this week. The scuttle is done, thankfully. Oh, the paint was still wet, but anyway, scuttle's done. Did finish that off this afternoon. That's the new red scuttle end on the whole way out round, dressed up, and as you can see, the drain hole's there again, the way it should be. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. That took a lot longer than I first thought it was going to. Sure, if you remember it was just a tiny wee hole there, which turned into complete side of the car, so not ideal. I think really before I do anything else, I need to tidy up because this place is a tip. Just haven't had a chance. Unfortunately, I'm still at work, so I'm just going to try and get at this in the evenings if I can. Now that everything's shut down, though, it could be a bit more difficult to get parts. I've been told that the paint shop that I was going to use to get the paint for the car has since closed. Thankfully, I was able to get the panel bond off them before they closed, so I need to get these are only temporarily fitted with a couple of screws, so I need to get those took off, clean on the underneath in there and coat it with some sort of coating. I haven't quite decided. If anybody has any suggestions of what to coat the void up in here with, I'd be glad to hear your suggestions because I don't know what to do in there. It'll never see the light of day again, so I would like it to last and not rust. So once I get the panel bond, I'm going to take these all off, coat a liberal coating of it along the edges that touch, along here, down here, and then screw it back on with quite a few tech screws. Once the glue's dry, take the tech screws out, fill the holes in with more panel bond, because it doesn't sink apparently like filler. So fill in more panel bond, sand it flat, and then leave it to the body man. The inside of the car needs all stripped. I'm not sending it to paint with carpet and stuff in it. I need to get the doors and stuff lined up again properly. Now I've had them off to do the A-post repairs. I'm in two minds what to do with the wiring, whether to take the wiring that's in and out and put it all in from my red car, or just start again with this one because I know the previous owner did a good job with the wiring. It's all new stuff in it. Yeah, I think that's really where we're at. I went and bought some stainless tubing. So I have 6 meters of 2.5 inch stainless, and I'm intending to make the exhaust system myself. Oh yes, one more thing. I had, in the last video, showed you the turbos being mounted. Unfortunately, the turbo that I had went for was too big because it wouldn't have spooled up until about 3,500 revs. So not really ideal whenever I'm not looking to take it up the track. It is going to be a driven car on the road. So I have done a deal with Justin over at Top Boss, and he has thankfully been able to swap me for some smaller turbos and a few other bits and pieces that I need, turbo blankets and flanges and stuff. So these here aren't going to waste. It's the same flange for the new turbo, so I'll get those set on whenever they arrive and get them tigged up. That'll probably be the next video, all being well. I was trying to look around to see if there's anything else. Oh yes, I need to enlarge these because at the moment, whenever you put the ducting in, which is up here, whenever you put the ducting in, it just doesn't come over far enough where the headlight's going to sit. So I'm going to need to trim those a wee bit. I really need to get the turbo position done and get the downpipes made, and then I can drop the engine out. The one good thing about all this is that the delay of the paint supply means that I actually have a few weeks or months, or who knows how long this thing's going to go on with this coronavirus. So I have a bit longer to do the job right the way I want to, and not rush the thing. So I need to order bigger injectors too, because they're the standards. So I need to order the big boys for the turbo conversion. Yeah, I think that's really me. It was just a bit of an update to show you where I'm at, that I haven't forgotten about you, and really to thank you for supporting me so far. Yeah, I will keep you posted as soon as any progress happens. Hopefully next week I get a full-length episode up with actual work on it. I'm a bit annoyed with myself that I haven't been able to get down to do any more, but just needs must with work and family life. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.